welcome to Miss Jarriel's Doodle Notes. Today we're going to talk about the parts of the leaf. You can see that I have some of this filled in already. I'm having some technical difficulties, so please excuse me. I also have one piece of paper. Look, so we're going to start with the whole leaf. Even though mine looks kind of like a pepper, it's a leaf, okay? The stem part is called the petiole. And then the rest, the larger structure of the leaf, is called the blade. The blade is going to help maximize sunlight absorption. It's going to grab all that wonderful sunlight and pull it in so that the chloroplast can use it for the plant to make glucose. The very top layer of our plant, if we were to cut a section out and zoom way in, this is what you would see. The top layer is called the cuticle. The cuticle is kind of like a waterproof waxy barrier that's really useful in preventing water loss from evaporation. This cuticle lays on top of the upper epidermis. The upper epidermis is also a thick cover containing the cuticle that is going to prevent water loss, and because it's a nice thick covering, it's going to help the leaves to resist tearing as well. It makes them a little bit hardier. Okay? Our next layer of cells, the inside of the plant, is called the mesophyll. And the mesophyll is split into two parts, the palisade and the spongy mesophyll. Now the palisade mesophyll are these tall cells that look kind of like columns on a palace, and they contain a few different organelles. They have chloroplasts, which are going to grab sunlight, turn it into glucose using the photosynthesis process. They have vacuoles, which store water. The nucleus stores the genetic information. The cell wall acts as a structure for support. And then the cytoplasm helps keep everything nice and safe inside the cell. Another thing that I forgot to mention about the vacuole is the water helps provide turgor pressure for the cell. Turgor pressure is kind of what helps the cell remain or maintain its shape. Okay? Underneath the palisade mesophyll is the spongy mesophyll. Now, these cells are much more spread out. The spongy mesophyll is going to hold water and air. And then we have a lower epidermis. This lower epidermis contains two types of cells called guard cells and stoma. The plural of stoma is stomata. There's going to be a lot of these on our leaves. The stomata, let's make a nice little arrow over here for our description, is going to allow gases and water, CO2, oxygen, and water, to diffuse and transpiration will help to cool the leaf. So those gases are diffusing in and out of the leaf through the stomata, and then water is allowed to transpire to cool the leaf off. These guard cells kind of control the stomata. They open and close to regulate the stomata. These respond to water pressure. If there is high pressure, that means that there is a lot of water. The stoma are going to be open. Carbon dioxide can flow in and water can flow out. So I'm going to use some arrows here. High pressure means lots of water. Open stoma or stomata. Carbon dioxide goes in, water goes out. Now the open space that you see is going to be our air space in the spongy mesophyll. You also will see veins inside of these cells or inside of the plant. The vein is going to contain two parts, xylem and phloem. Xylem is what moves water into the cells, and phloem is what moves nutrients or food up the plant. So, photosynthesis is taking place in the leaf. The organelle that absorbs the light energy for photosynthesis to happen is called the chloroplast. The cuticle or the waxy layer has special lipids that prevent water loss. And the stoma are also used as a pathway to control the intake of carbon dioxide and the release of oxygen. So let's say we control the intake of carbon dioxide and the release of oxygen. And those guard cells are going to swell up to close the stomata or open to open the stomata, and this is going to control the flow of gases entering and leaving the plant, as well as water. So these swell to control stoma for gas and water exchange. Well, there you go. There's the parts of the leaves. I hope you enjoy. I'll see y'all next time.